Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Sports Timeout. I'm Anthony Polidano. Today we're come to you from Sterling Heights High School as we're checking out the postseason for both track and softball. We get out of the starting blocks in today's show as we head over to Warren Mott High School as we check out the 2007 Macomb County Track Meet of Champions. Out to Warren Mott we go. We start out in the field events with the girls. Eisenhower's Julia Deagle takes home first place in the high jump as she clears a height of 5 feet 3 inches. In the long jump, Utica's Cassie Chitoski finished second. She jumped 16 feet 3 inches for that placement. And Chitoski also dominating again in the pole vault. Her vault of 10 feet 7 inches, good enough for first place overall. Onto the track and the 3,200 meter relay, Stevenson was the county champ. Erin Schmigilski, Marcella Micheloni, Adrian Dent, and Caitlin Litz combined for a time of 9:57.2. And the 110 high hurdles, Utica's Brianna Peabody battling back from an ankle injury suffered at the end of the volleyball season finished first with a time of 15.3 seconds. In the 100 meter, Eisenhower's Lauren Lambert placed second with a time of 12.9 seconds. In the 1600, Veronica Wilson of Sterling Heights placed third, her time 5:27.6. The Eagles captured first place in the 400 relay. Lauren Lambert, Brick Belanich, Melina Mickelson, and Jessica Ferguson combined to take home first in that one. In the 300 meter intermediate hurdles, Brianna Peabody was the highest local finisher, finishing second with a time of 47.3. In the 800, Andrea Magard of Utica was the champion with a time of 2:19.7. The 3,200 meter was dominated again as expected by the Titans. Kevin Hansen's team finished first, second, and third. Michelle Micheloni finished third with a time of 11:55.7. Caitlin Litz was second of 11:55.7 as well. And Adrian Dent, your county champion, 11 minutes 44.5 seconds, good enough for first place. In the 1,600 meter relay, Utica finished second with a time of 4:11.6. Over to the boys' side of things in the high jump, Tommy Klanowski of Stevenson finished second with a leap of 6 feet 5 inches. The long jump, we have a county champion out of Ford, and it's Sean Urban. Urban leaped 21 feet 2 inches to take home top honors in the county. Greg Dietrich of Eisenhower finished second with a leap of 20 feet 10 inches. Klanowski was also great in the pole vault. His vault of 13 feet 9 inches, good enough for tops in the county this year. In the 110 high hurdles, plenty of local finishers doing well. James Foster of Ford was third, and Rick Kwasnick edged out Brendan Hayward just by a nose to take first place. The Eisenhower player, 14.6 seconds. Hayward, 14.7 for Sterling Heights. In the 100 meter, Ford's Dennis Jackson finished in 11 seconds flat, good enough for second best in the county. In the 1,600 meter, John Rock of Eisenhower finished second with a time of 4:27.1. Ford's Carlton Allen finished third, just 2 seconds behind. In the 400 meter relay, Henry Ford II finished third. The Falcons had a time of 43.8. In the 400 meter, Jeff Sargent of Sterling Heights placed second, 50.7 seconds his time. In the 300 intermediate hurdles, Rick Kwasnick got his second county title this year, finishing first with a time of 40.3 seconds. Ford's James Foster was second. Sterling Heights' Brendan Hayward placed third. In the 200, Jarrett Sargent of Sterling Heights placed third with a time of 22.9 seconds. And in the 3,200 meter, John Rock of Eisenhower is your county champ with a winning time of 9:51.2. Now, though we had several excellent individual performances this year at the county meet,
No state champions this year in track. Tommy Klenowski was the area's highest finisher as the Stevenson pole vaulter walked away with 4th place in the state meet. We turn our attention now to softball. Sterling Heights hosted this year's softball districts. District opener saw Henry Ford II take on Fraser. Colleen Cardillo's team had an excellent regular season, finishing 16-13 overall in just her 2nd year at the helm. They took on a Fraser team that was no slouch themselves, as the Ramblers were 2nd place coming in out of the MAC Blue.
Falcons with already 4 more wins this year than they had all last year. Fraser coming in 17-9 overall. Pick up the action in the first. Jacqueline Opalewski, the shot down to Chelsea Riker, throws home, but she can't get Katie Klusterbohr. 1-0 Fraser. Colts then in the first strikes out Allison Krentz to end the inning. 1-0 Ramblers at the end of 1. Bottom of the second, Fraser threatening again. Runner on second. Jamie Aiello with the base hit back up the middle. Amanda Wernette scores 2-0. Ramblers on top. Colts then gets Klusterbohr to fly out to Janelle Feeblecorn. Nice catch there in center, but it would spell the end of the afternoon for Colts. Her replacement, Courtney DeVoog, came on and pitched pretty well. Gets Allison Krentz swinging, and then they gun home to get Amanda Sprader, 2 for the price of 1. Ford out of the 3rd with no damage. Top of the 5th we go. Cardillo looking to get some runs here to get back in the game. Katie Smart in the circle. Katie Bucare with a couple runners on, pops up. Smart hangs on there to end the inning. Ford still putting up goose eggs. Bottom of the 5th, DeVoog K's Aiello there striking her out. 1 of 5 strikeouts on the afternoon for her. But Fraser getting some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. DeVoog to Krentz. RBI single. On to the 7th, Chelsea Riker trying to get Ford on the board. Starts off the inning with a triple off Smart. She would come home on a wild pitch. Ford's first run of the game makes it 3-1, but they would get no closer. Katie Swiderski with the grounder to 3rd, and that ends the Falcons game and season. Smart pitched very well, extremely efficient, just 3 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts in the win. DeVoog, 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs for Ford in relief. Riker was 1 for 3. Opalewski 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Falcons end their season at 16-14.
Now, the other first-round matchup saw the host Stallions take on Stevenson. Sterling Heights had another tough year as they were trying to find a silver lining in the playoffs after another rough season, which saw them go just 7-13 overall. The Titans had an excellent regular season. They were tied for 2nd place in the MAC Red behind a very potent lineup in the pitching of Jesse Plague.
Titans had Sterling Heights definitely overmatched in this one. Top of the first, Jesse Plague, and, well, I think the Stallions were illin' because Plague was making them feel a little sick in this one. Striking out Jenna Sumter and Tina Yohana. Played a couple strikeouts in the first inning, and it was going to be that kind of day for Jim Marini and Sterling Heights. Ashley Lapicola in the circle for Heights. Bottom of the first, Kara Bonk at the plate. Base hit back up the middle. Marissa Masakowski and Ashley Coffin both come around to score. Stevenson up 2-0. Later in the first, it's the freshman, Morgan Gregorich there. Nice diving attempt by the Stallion outfielder, but it goes for naught. Bonk and Erica Murray come around to score a 5-run first for Stevenson. They were up 5-0. Bottom of the second now, Plague still dealing. Striking out Michelle Marat there. No runs through 2 innings for Stevenson. Bottom of the second now, Coffin up for the Titans. RBI single here. That's going to bring around Masakowski, and Stevenson was up 6-0, just piling it on Sterling Heights. Here, Mackenzie Jones, the transfer from out of state. She sends the ball right back out of state. 2-run jack off Lapicola. The route was on. Titans up 8-0. Plague dominating in the circle for Stevenson. Gave up a leadoff base hit, and after that, Sterling Heights got nothing. Striking out Tiffany Gordon and Lydia Davidson there. The Titans win it easily, a 10-0 Mercy. 10 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Stevenson. Their 19th win of the season. Plague, 5 innings pitched, just 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Murray had a couple runs scored. Gregorich with 2 runs driven in. Coffin, 2 runs scored as well. Boudet had the only hit for Sterling Heights as they end their season at 7-14.
Now the other area district which played host to local softball teams was over at Troy Athens. Utica High was in action there as they opened up against Rochester in the first round. It was a tale of two seasons for the Chieftains this year as the Orange and Black were 0-12 in the MAC Red, easily good enough for last place in the division. But outside of the Red, the Chieftains were 13-4 overall, so no one was happier to see an Oakland County opponent in the opening round of the playoffs.
So we head out to Athens. Becky Dyer, the freshman for the Chieftains, has been very good at times this year. She was good early in this one, striking out Nicole Harrison in the second, and then Molly Irvine looking in the third. Chieftains in control 3-0 after 3. Top of the fourth, though, Rochester comes back. Harrison, the RBI single, scores Katie Szymanski, and the Falcons were on the board, trailing 3-1. Top of the fifth, they chip away some more. Szymanski now at the plate. RBI single to center. That allows Irvine to come around to score, and the lead had been shaved to 1, down to 3-2. But too much Utica in this one. In the fifth, off Lindsey Gray, it's Catherine Molka. The RBI single. Lauren Heisted scores 4-2. They add another insurance run in the fifth. Kayla DeWitt with the blast past the Falcon third baseman. Melissa Ballard comes around to score. And that's the fifth run of the game, and that is your final 5-2. Chieftains, no errors in this one. How about Dyer? She goes the distance, a 5-hitter, 1 earned run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Heisted, couple runs scored, and a steal for Utica, along with run driven in. Molka, 2 RBIs as well. DeWitt, a pair of hits, and a run driven in for the Chieftains as well. Moving on, but staying out at Athens, Eisenhower got the first round bye in the districts, but as good as that was, equally bad in the second round because they would draw the Troy Colts in round 2. Jordan Wheatley striking out Colleen Toohey and Angel Bernacki in the first. The freshman sensation was sensational in this one. Not just in the circle, but at the plate off Andrea Cruz. Wheatley, the RBI double. That brings in a run, and it was 2-0. Colts up on Eisenhower. On to the third now. More Troy. It's Corey Ledger at the plate. She blasts one to center field over the head of the Eagles. Colleen McIntyre comes in to score 3-0 Colts, stampeding away at the end of 3. Speaking of stampede, how about Wheatley? Just absolutely phenomenal. Struck out at one point 11 straight Eisenhower hitters. 11 straight. Yes, including the side a couple times. Gets Bernacki there. And they had more than enough offense for her. Nikki Burns burns the Eagles on this one. A solo shot to left, her first of the year. 5-0 Colts. They go on to win it 9-0. And oh, by the way, Wheatley, a perfect game. 7-inning outing, 14 strikeouts. She was also 1 for 3 with a double and 2 runs driven in at the plate. Ledger perfect. She was 4 for 4. Burns perfect. She was 3 for 3 with that home run, a couple driven in, and a couple runs scored. Chamberlain and Yee each had 2 hits apiece for Troy. Troy 31-3 on the season as they pound out 17 hits against the Eagles. Moving on, Chieftains then in round 2 taking on Troy Athens. Aaron Bojarz in the RBI single scores Alexa Masajewski. 1-0 Athens in the first. Bottom of the first, Chieftains come back. Melissa Ballard, the RBI double, scores Catherine Molka. We were tied at 1. Top of the second, look at Lauren Heisted here. Robin Russell, and using her head to do it. Nice play and nice focus and concentration over there in foul territory. Bottom of the second, Utica being helped out by some Athens errors. Athens actually came into this game with 20 wins. They would not leave with 21, mainly due to some terrible fielding in this one. Marissa Carr with the grounder, that scores a couple runs as the throw got away from the first baseman to make it 6-1. More Athens errors here. The Red Hawks, trouble out in the outfield. Couple more runs come in to score on the dropped fly ball. 8-1 Utica up. They used those errors to win it over Athens. 8-4. 7 errors in all for the Red Hawks. Chieftains had just 1 error, so despite being out hit, they're still victorious. Molka 2 for 4 with 2 runs driven in the win. Dyer goes the distance, gave up 4 earned, walked 1, struck out 4. Ballard a couple runs driven in for the Chieftains as well. And with that, we move back over to Sterling Heights to check out the Titans in the second round as they took on the Lancers of L'Anse Creuse. Pick up the action in bottom of the first. Jessie Plague continuing her strong pitching in the postseason, striking out Rachel Matuk looking. Top of the second out, Kimiko in the circle. Wild pitch scores Karabunk. Miko walked 5, didn't give up a hit, but the walks would cause her to be chased after 1+ innings of work. Carrie Esparza comes on in relief. Mackenzie Jones helped out with an error there. Errors allowed the Titans out to a 4-0 lead. Lisa Downey not happy, trying to get her team to pick it up, but they had a tough task battling uphill all afternoon against Jessie Plague. Matuk here with an RBI single in the third. That allows Kelly Tresick to come in to score, and the Lancers had cut the lead down to 3 at 4-1. Top of the fourth now, Lancers flashing the D. Carrie Esparza still in the circle, getting help from the defense. She was throwing strikes, and that's why you throw strikes. Great catch by Kim Miko, who is still focused on the game instead of thinking about the bad outing in the circle. Downey happy with that. Lancers still down 4-1. Plague, though, would settle down. Case Esparza here. Plague, very tough for the Lancers to get to. Even when the Lancers get a hit here in the sixth, they still get thrown out as Liz Culberson guns out Matuk from right field. 5-1 as we head into the bottom of the seventh. Lancers make it interesting, though. They load the bases, bring the tying run to the plate, but Alexa Angelucci strikes out with 2 outs and I'm loaded, and Plague gets out of the jam, and Stevenson gets out of the second round with a 5-1 win. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Titans. They get their 20th win of the season. Plague, a 3-hitter with 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Another great outing for her. Marissa Borkowski, 2 for 5 with a couple driven in. Morgan Gregorich, the freshman, 2 for 3 with a double and a walk. Murray, 2 runs scored for the Titans as well.
And we've reached the midway point here on Sports Timeout. When we return, both Stevenson and Utica take aim at district titles. Stay tuned.
Disco lives in the Dodge Park Bandshell on Thursday, July 5th, as Boogie Dynamite explodes onto the Music in the Park stage, performing some of the most popular dances of the 70s, including roller coaster, kung fu fighting, and dancing. Boogie Dynamite is sure to have your whole family shaking to the beat. Join us Thursday, July 5th for Boogie Dynamite. Bell bottoms are encouraged.
And welcome back to Sports Timeout. That left Stevenson and Chippewa Valley facing off for the district title here at Sterling Heights High. These two teams have met twice already this year as the Big Red Machine rolled Stevenson by scores of 10-3 and 4-1 in their first 2 meetings. The big question was, could a Titan team consisting of 1 freshman, 7 sophomores, 2 juniors, and only 2 seniors topple the #1 team in the state?
So the Titans earned their shot at redemption. Could they take advantage of it? Top of the first now, Big Red Machine at the plate, and early on, more of the same. Ashley Paraski with the RBI double to center. Claire Cannon on with a double of her own motors around to score. 1-0 Big Reds and 1. Top of the third, Maggie Matthews looking to add more. She hits a fly ball to right. Look at Liz Culberson, one of only those 2 seniors coming up with a senior play there, making a great catch to rob the Big Reds of more runs. Dave Prestoninzi watching his team hold on to a lead, but not for long. How many times do you see it? You make a great play in the field and then follow it up with a big shot at the plate. Culberson with the home run off Kim Sills, a 2-run shot. Masakowski scores in front of her, and the Titans suddenly had a 2-1 lead in the fourth. But the Big Reds, not #1 in the state for nothing. They battle back. Melissa Lehman, 2-run single up the middle. That allows Matthews and Emily Blackwell to come around to score. Chippewa Valley back up on top, 3-2. Top of the seventh now. Paraski at the plate. She hits a little blooper back a short, and Ashley Coffin, full extension. Great play by Coffin. She was all over this highlight in the 7th inning, first in the field, and then later at the plate. Bottom of the 7th now, Titans down 1. Marissa Borkowski leading off. It's a fly ball to left, and Lehman, the sure-handed left fielder, critical error there allows Borkowski the tying run to get on second. Then a huge at-bat. Maybe the at-bat of the game. How about with 2 strikes, Coffin looks like she offers it strike 3. The umpires say nope. Then later in the at-bat, again looks like she offered at it. Preston Lindsay can't believe it. Neither could the big red crowd. Take another look at this one, and again, Coffin may have gotten a break. She might have gotten 2 breaks, but the important thing is for Titan fans as she takes advantage of it. Why? After being granted maybe a 3rd and 4th strike, she hits one over Lehman's head in left field. That allows Borkowski to come around to score. Coffin on with an RBI triple. We're all knotted up at 3 apiece. Big play here. Mackenzie Jones, liner to right with Coffin on third. She gets kind of hung up in no man's land. Could have tagged up and scored. Could have just come home because it was a single. Stranded at third. Luckily, though, it does not cost the Titans. Big Reds have to load up the bases to create the force play, and then Sills can't find the strike zone. Jesse Plague, your game-winning walk-off walk, and Stevenson stuns Chippewa Valley 4-3. Their first win of them over them this year. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Titans, 3-6-2 for the Big Reds. Plague pitched very well, battling all day. Complete game, 6-hitter, 2 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. Culberson, the big home run. Sills struck out 9, then a loss. Coffin, the big hit in the end. Titans, district champs for the 4th time in 7 years under Julie Swessinger.
That obviously probably the most memorable game you've been in, not only the caliber of the opponent, but just the type of game it was.
Yes, anytime you beat Chippewa Valley, that's a big win for you because they're such a great team. They're well coached, and they just always come out to play. It is as great a team as they are. We knew that we could compete with them, and if we played our best game, that we had a good chance to win.
We just went out there and played our game, and we came out on top. We played our hardest, did our best. We came out.
My first pitch was good. I waited for a strike right down the middle. And once I saw it, I just hit it. When I was on the side, I was sort of a little nervous, and I wanted to hit a bomb and win the district champ for my senior year, so it was really exciting.
Well, I told them they were hitting the ball well. They were hitting it hard. If they keep doing it, we'd have our chances. We did have a few chances early on, but if they kept doing it, then if they kept putting the runners on, then we would eventually get them in, and we just did it at the right time.
I don't know. I just got to make sure you stay calm and can't get too ahead of yourself. Just take it one bat at a time, one pitch at a time, and I don't know, just trust yourself.
You guys got crushed by them, you in particular, the first time you played them. A little better the second time. You guys just getting to know them a little better and get more confidence against them as the season went on?
Yeah, we're just getting better ourselves, and I think we just get more confidence, and we knew we could beat them today. So
Jessie did a great job on the mound. She knew that they have a lot of tough hitters, and she had to pitch around them. She did a fantastic job the whole game. Even when they scored a couple of runs, she stayed in there and worked hard. And she's been that type of a player all year long, last year, this year, and hopefully a couple more years to come. Coffin did a fantastic job for us, too. We know that she's got a fantastic glove. When we played him a couple times earlier in the season, she had a couple blunders, and she wanted to make up for it, and she definitely did.
For Utica to win a district title of their own, they would have to pull off an equally impressive feat. Standing between the Chieftains in back-to-back district crowns, 31-3 Troy, with a freshman pitcher fully capable of dominating.
And the clock would strike midnight pretty much in the first inning against Utica in their Cinderella hopes against the Colts. Bottom of the first, Corey Ledger, the RBI triple off Dyer, 2-0, Colts up in the first inning. The Colts just pound away at Utica in the first. Wheatley, who had a home run, go foul in the at-bat in the first. Then later in the at-bat, home run that's fair, a 2-run jack. 8-0 Colts as they stampede the Chieftains in the first inning and never look back. Wheatley again completely dominant in the circle. A no-hitter for Wheatley. Second no-hitter. Not a bad district for her. A perfect game and a no-hitter. She gave up a leadoff walk to Lauren Heisted, and that was about it. Colts roll 14 runs on 14 hits. Wheatley had 1 walk, as we said, struck out 9. Chamberlain 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Ledger perfect again, 2 for 2, 3 more runs scored and a couple driven in. Mayuri and Ritzinger 2 for 3 each for the Colts. Chieftains end their season at 15-17.
That left Stevenson as the only local team heading into regionals, where they would face off against a familiar MAC Red opponent in Romeo. These two teams met twice this year. Stevenson thumped the Bulldogs up in Romeo 14-0, only to see Romeo return the favor, nipping Stevenson 6-5 on the Titans' home field. In the regionals, though, runs would be at a premium.
Schlesinger going up against an old familiar name, at least. Julie Barnabo, the daughter of former Falcon great baseball coach Dan Barnabo, on the Bulldog team in this one. Top of the first, Jessie Plague playing her position well, robbing Bethany Raffa there. Raffa, very speedy, kept her off the base. Dana Peters in the circle for Romeo, and Peters, very underrated pitcher this year. She would show why in this one. In the bottom of the first, Peters up against Mackenzie Jones, and Mackenzie, success in the postseason, but not right there. Strikes her out swinging, scoreless through 1. Top of the second now, couple Bulldogs on, including Barnabo. Jordan Couture here, though, at the plate. The grounder down the third. Masakowski picks it up, touches the bag. Titans get out of the jam. Still scoreless to the bottom of the third we go. Liz Culberson on with a leadoff triple for Stevenson. A golden opportunity for them to break through. Jessie Plague, the bunt. Great play by Peters. She fakes to first and then nails Culberson coming home, keeping Stevenson off the board. Then the Titans, some more great defense of their own. Marissa Borkowski nails the runner, stealing Raffa in the third. We are still scoreless. Bottom of the third now, Titans, an early extra base hit in the inning. This time it's Marissa Borkowski, the double down the line and left. But Peters, again, going to settle down, gets Masakowski swinging there. Then she's going to get Mackenzie Jones on a 2-0 pitch to hit a little light grounder to her. She throws her out. We were still scoreless. Goose eggs through 3. Top of the fourth now. Coach Ralph Victor's team getting helped out a little bit from some iffy defense of Stevenson. Ashley Coffin here boots the Rachel Spaccaratelli ground ball. Error puts her on. Then Julie Barnabo at the plate. And Barnabo, the grounder to Coffin, comes up firing and overshoots Saud into the crowd. So the runner is allowed to come in to score. That's how Romeo scores their first run, 1-0. Later in the inning, Barnabo over at third now, and Plague uncorks the wild pitch as it gets away from Borkowski. Just enough for Barnabo to come in to score. 2-0 Romeo, taking advantage of the Titan miscues. Top of the fifth now, Plague settles down. She really pitched great this entire game. Strikes out the side, getting all 3 Bulldogs in the fifth, but unfortunately for her and Romeo fans, Peters was every bit as good on the circle, if not better. She strikes out Coffin swinging here in the 6th. Then in the 6th, going to get Jones swinging again. Kind of a high check swing, a half swing there. And then in the bottom of the 7th, gets Plague, or opposite nemesis there, swinging. And that's your regional semifinal. Romeo takes it 2-0 in a pitcher's duel. No earned runs allowed by either pitcher. Peters, 7 innings pitched, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Plague, the tough luck loser. Complete game loss, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Culberson had that triple. Masakowski, 2 hits. Stevenson ends their season at 21-14. Romeo would move on to the regional finals.
If they don't make those errors, we're still playing. So, all we did in that game was take advantage of their mistakes. Because we didn't certainly, get a lot of hits in that ball game. But what we did and what we haven't been doing early in the year is playing good defense. Everything that was hit to us, and we made the play. So that's softball.
And that does it for this edition of Sports Timeout. Congratulations to Coach Schlesinger on her 4th district title as coach of the Titans. That does it for this show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Oh,